I know what you're thinking. Who is that stud in that t-shirt? Yesterday, an agent told me that he had a brand new listing and he asked me to do an open house, and I said sure. So I'm on my way there now to set up. The reason why I'm not wearing a dress shirt is because I'm going to be running around for about a half an hour getting everything set up. I don't want to get my shirt dirty and I don't want to get too hot and too sweaty. So I will put my shirt on probably before the open house begins, but you know, here we go. This in the previous video, but I want to state it again. This house has been staged, which is fantastic because houses that have been staged sell 60% faster than houses that aren't staged. It's easier for people when they walk into a house to be able to look and say, oh, you know what, that table is the same size as our table, then it'll fit. Or, you know, hey, we can see a queen size bed in this room, so we know how much room we got on each side. So it's always a good idea. It costs a little bit of money to do it, but you know what? If you can sell the house faster and get more money, why not? Now I have to finish setting up. Now it's time to set up my table. It is always a good idea to have toilet paper when you're doing an open house or if you have a listing, especially if the home is vacant, because number one, you never know who's going to stop by, and number two, they are going to use the bathroom, right? So just give them the toilet paper and then encourage them to flush, and hopefully they do. Out some little treats and some takeaways, compliments of the lender that I normally work with. It's funny, if I put out an even number of bottles, no one will take one because they think that they're going to be the first. So what I do is I always put out an odd number of bottles, so that way when people look, they don't think that they are the first, and then they take them. So, and then I just replenish as the day goes on. All right, so the open house is set up, ready to go. I got my signs distributed outside. I got my banners set up outside, and those things, you can see them from 4 blocks away. It's amazing. Just a couple of things are working against me today. The listing was put into the MLS actually yesterday afternoon, about mid-afternoon. So it hasn't had an opportunity to propagate to all the websites like Zillow and Trulia and Redfin. Yeah, so the information isn't available out there for people to see, pretty much only agents. So that means that if people drive by and happen to see my open house sign and just decide, you know what, let's stop by, the only people who might see it, I might get some foot traffic if somebody happens to drive by, happens to see my signs, and just wants to come look at a house. The open house is over. About 20 people showed up today. Got a couple of potential leads, which is very nice. Feedback on the house, people really liked it. The only comment that they made was that there's only one bathroom. But when you have a 11,000 square foot lot, you can add 2, 3, even 4 bathrooms on there if you want. Now I'm going to go home and grab the wife, and we're going to go to a barbecue.